The Classic TV channel is your happy trails to golden oldies television from the 1940s through the formative years of the 1950s and 60s. Enjoy restored TV shows Mickey Rooney Show, Groucho Marx, Trouble with Father, Terry and the Pirates, One Step Beyond, Beverly Hillbillies, Bonanza, The Lucy Show, Dick Van Dyke, Annie Oakley, Ozzie and Harriet, The Howdy Doody Show, and many, many more. Binge your night away. So return with us now to those golden days of yesteryear.
The Roy Rogers Show. Starring Roy Rogers, King of the Cowboys, Trigger, his golden Palomino, and Dale Evans, Queen of the West, with Pat Brady, his comical sidekick, and Roy's wonder dog, Bullet. Father, I like the country around here.
Oh, this is preacher country, sure enough. You know, I've always been surprised when preachers been here before, unless maybe the firemen chase them out.
Firemen?
Yeah, outlaws and gunmen and the like of that. You know, your preacher dad's going to have to do a heap of praying or they'll run him out of here faster than a rabbit chased by hound dogs. Firemen, outlaws, oh, Nellybelle, don't fail me now. Oh, no, Nellybelle, no! Oh, be a good girl just this once. I'll buy you gold-plated fishing rings. I'll put pink gas in your gas tank. Get out. You boys are making an awful mistake. This here feller's the son of the new minister.
We know who he is. We don't want him or any of his family around here.
Look, mister, we're having a little baptizing service, and we'd like to have you join in. Now head for that lake.
Now, wait a minute.
Cut the talk and start walking. Okay, you're taking a dip.
Now wait, fellas. I already been baptized and it took him and me both, and we don't... Excuse me for not introducing you sooner, Roy, but this is Bernard Northrup, the son of the new minister.
Well, welcome to Mineral City, Northrop. We've sure heard a lot of good things about your father.
If this keeps up, we ought to have the town cleaned up before Dad gets here.
I guess we better take your welcoming committee in for a little visit with the sheriff. Come on.
But I told you to stay out of the plant, Mother.
Well, a guy needs a change once in a while. Say, I just saw your 3 sidekicks right into town.
Yeah, I sent him out to scare off the minister's son. Maybe that'll make the parson decide not to settle here.
I don't think the minister's son's scared. Your pals were riding in Brady's Jeep, Rogers was with them, and they were heading for jail.
So they let him get through. Wait here.
Hello, Roy. Is this the new minister? No, it's his son.
Mr. Northrop, Mr. Simmons.
How are you?
Glad to meet you, Mr. Northrop. I'm not much of a churchgoer myself, but I imagine Mineral City can stand a little religion.
You might send a few of your sidekicks around, Simmons. Give us a start. Oh, by the way, the sheriff has 3 of them inside.
Then I gave Nellybelle a gas. Well, Sir Dale, we just plowed right through them desperados. And then a few seconds later, when they caught up with us, why, we had to be real ungentlemanly-like and whip them. Of course, Roy here helped us a little.
It was sure nice of you to help Pat, Roy. I hope you won't judge Mineral City by your welcome, Mr. Northrop.
Well, that happened outside of Mineral City, Miss Evans. My welcome into town is all anyone could ask.
We're going to try to keep it that way, too, if we can. When will your father be in?
In a week or so.
Well, Pat will show you to your room, and if you'll excuse me, I have to be getting to the bank.
Just a second. Just a second. And I'll give you some more money to take to the bank. Hi, Reverend. Welcome to our midst.
This isn't the Reverend Northrop, Mike. This is his son.
Oh, small difference. Minister, minister's son, they both got the inside track to heaven. You know, they tell me that heaven is a marvelous place. I'd love to go there, but I'll never make it. No, I'm always stumbling. Poor old Mike, he's always stumbling.
I think you could make it, Mike. You could just try.
Now, that's mighty nice of you to say that, Dale. Sort of warms the cockles in my heart. There, Dick, right there.
Say, $20 bill. Why, you're doing all right. What'd you do, rob a bank?
It's a big secret.
You can trust me, Mike.
Well, that's fine. Well, go on, Reverend. See if you can help me get in up there sometime.
Poor old Mike.
Does he live around here?
Lives in the cabin out in Grass Valley.
Maybe I'll call on him. As a matter of fact, I'd like to see as much of the country as I can. Perhaps you could drive me around, Pat.
Oh, sure thing. Nellybelle and me will be real proud.
Be back later, Roy.
What's he doing in town?
Mike. Now, just a minute, boss. I just had enough to wet my whistle. Just one drop.
I can see that. Come on in, I'll buy you another.
That's fair enough. Buy me one, I'll buy you one, too. And I'll buy a drink. And everybody will buy a drink for everybody else. I'll buy the first one.
No, we'll have it in my office. There's some of my own private stock.
Oh, that's fair enough for me. You can join us, too. Well, let's have some of that private brand of yours.
Here it is. Finish him.
Wait a minute.
You heard what the man said.
No. This thing like a balloon. No.
You ought to get the same treatment. I'll get right back.
No, please. Please. Hey. Oh. No, please.
Nellybelle, you're enough to drive a man to drink. If you don't start this time, I'm going to peddle you to a junk dealer.
Well, it doesn't look as though you're going to see much of the territory today, Mr. Northrop.
Probably just as well. The way Pat talks to this Jeep sometime is nothing for a minister's son to hear.
Maybe we better call off our trip for today, Pat.
You see, with any other car, you just turn on the ignition key, step on the starter, and the motor begins to purr.
We'll probably have to send a searching party after him.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here in the sight of God and in the presence of these witnesses to join together this man and this woman in holy matrimony. And to this holy estate, these two persons can now be joined. Roy Smith, wilt thou have this woman to be thy wedded wife, so long as you both shall live, I will. Maggie Jones, wilt thou have this man to be thy wedded husband, so long as ye both shall live? I will. And to this holy estate, this man and this woman can now to be united. If anyone therefore can show just cause why they may not be lawfully joined, let him now speak, or else forever hold his peace.
Willie can't marry Maggie. She's my girl. You be quiet, Freddie. I ain't your girl. I want to marry
Willie. This is our first church, Mr. Northrop. We still use it sometimes.
Very nice, Miss Evans.
Have you seen Dale Evans?
No, Wilbur, what's up?
Trouble, big trouble.
Wonder what's eating him.
Hey, Dale, I gotta talk to you.
Well, Wilbur, what's the matter? You look as if you'd been robbed.
I have been. This $20 bill you brought in with your deposit.
Well, what about it?
What about it? It's counterfeit, that's what about it.
Counterfeit?
Yes, counterfeit. Dale, where'd you get it?
Well, I don't know. Oh, wait a minute. Old Mike gave me this morning.
Well, maybe somebody passed it on him.
Mike's been going from bad to worse this last year, drinking and running around with that Simmons crowd.
We better run out and talk to Mike. He might remember where he got it.
Well, Mike's my friend, Roy, and I'd like to go along.
Well, it'll be dark before we can get out there. We better not leave it till morning. Come on.
Had a bad beating, that's for sure.
Yeah, somebody really worked him over.
Mike, do you know us? Can you talk to us?
Is that you, Miss Dale?
Yes, Mike. Tell us what happened.
They beat me up.
Who did it?
Don't ask me to tell you. They'll beat me up worse the next time.
Listen, Mike, where did you get that $20 bill you gave Dale this morning? I mean, who did it belong to?
It's part mine. I work for them, and they just give me enough to...
Who is they, Mike? We want to help you.
The whole gang, from the top fella on down. You know him. His name is...
Probably never find him in there as dark as it is. Let's get back to Dale. sure it was Northrup, Dale?
Positive.
I'd hate to think the minister's son was a sneak thief.
Yeah.
Well, Sheriff, I know what I saw. And I'd be willing to sign a complaint against it if it takes that to get an arrest. Any man that'd be low enough to take...
All right, Dale, all right. I'll bring him in before morning.
Well, let's not be in too big a hurry, Sheriff.
Roy, that man robbed a dead person.
I'm not doubting your word, Dale, but he wouldn't get much of a sentence for petty theft. If he is a crook, let's get something on him that'll put him away for a long time. If he isn't a crook...
Oh, he must be.
You know, I've had a hunch about Northup ever since Pat brought him to town. Let's go have a look at that gun you found under the window.
Well, hello, Rogers. You're a little out of your orbit, aren't you?
What do you mean, my orbit, Mr. Simmons?
Come into the office and we'll talk about it.
Why not?
Rogers, you're making a lot of people sore around town. Why don't you stop being a hero and attend to your own affairs?
Oh, I'm always running into problems, Mr. Simmons. For instance, if I ask this man how he hurt his hand, that might work into a problem.
I scratched it on a nail.
You sure a dog didn't bite it? There's this gun. It was used to kill Mike Leslie. What'd you do with yours? Lose it?
What are you getting at, Rogers?
Show you how problems pop up. Mike Leslie was mixed up in counterfeiting. Somebody killed him with this gun, and my dog bit the killer's hand. And I find this man has lost his gun and has a bandaged hand. Looks like this is a problem for the sheriff.
You aren't going anywhere.
Tie him up and gag him. I got to move the plates and the press from the old man's cabin. Too many people been around there.
What about him?
Put him in the closet until night. Then we'll get rid of him without being seen. Major, we got Rogers in that closet. See that nobody gets to him.
Where did Roy go?
He went out to try to find out who killed Mike and to do a little gumshoeing on Northup.
Well, he must have missed Northrop. He just went into the livery stable. You know, he sure acts funny for a minister's son.
Yeah, very funny.
Hey, there he goes.
I'm gonna follow him, Pat.
I'm gonna go too, Dale. Nellybelle ain't had no fun yet today. No, I'm sorry, Bullet. You can't go this time. I'm on a business trip. Oh, shucks almighty. I suppose Roy sent you to get me. Just when I was going to show Nellybelle a good time. All right, let's go. You're crazy. Roy ain't in there. I suppose I'll have to show you that I got more sense than you got.
What do you want?
We're looking for Roy Rogers.
What makes you think you'll find him here?
Silly, isn't it? Bullet, you're always figuring you're a genius when you're nothing but a dog. Hey, that's a funny noise.
Get out or you'll hear a funnier one.
Hey, what's getting into everybody? Minister's son's turning out to be crooks, and you getting tied up in saloons?
Where is Northup?
Well, he rode out to Mike's place, and Dale's following him, and I'm supposed to be following her.
Well, I'm going after him.
Pat, you get the sheriff and bring him out, too.
Good. What's that?
Get your hands up.
Miss Evans.
I've been following you, Northrop. I saw you take that money from Mike last night. Start explaining.
I'm with the Treasury Department, Miss Evans.
That's big talk.
My badge and identification are in my inside pocket.
Don't bother. You could have saved us all a lot of trouble if you'd told us who you were at the beginning.
We never know who we can trust. That's why we arranged with the Reverend Northrop to let me come in as his son.
Oh, I'm sorry, but you must admit it. Look,
There's where your phony $20 bill was made. I wonder what happened to make them start moving the plant. You better stay here. It might be rough going.
I can stand it rough. Let's go.
Well, that's the last of it. You know where we're setting up the new plant, so go on ahead.
Oh, you don't go ahead. Stay where you are.
I thought that
You thought a lot of things that were wrong. I'm a Treasury man, Simmons.
That's very interesting.
Good boy. Perhaps our friends would like to go along with us. Tie them up and toss them in the wagon.
Go ahead.
You all right?
Well, so long, Regan. I'm glad your assignment worked out so well.
It might not have, except for you folks. I'm grateful to all of you.
We'll take good care of your prisoners till your men pick them up.
I know you will.
Well, so long, and lots of luck to you. Pat, don't forget to pick up the minister's son, Mr. Northrop, when you're at the railhead.
When I missed it. Well, why don't he just stay here now?
Well, this is Mr. Regan.
Oh, I don't get it. I already picked up Mr. Northrop, but Mr. Northrop turns out not to be Mr. Northrop, but Mr. Regan. So I pick up Mr. Regan because Mr. Northrop isn't Mr. Northrop. He's... Oh, giddy up, Northrop. For I mean Nellybelle. This is too deep for us. That's the old girl.
Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you. Keep smiling until then. Happy trails to you till we meet again.
Rogers Show. Starring Roy Rogers, King of the Cowboys, Trigger, his golden Palomino, and Dale Evans, Queen of the West. With Pat Brady, his comical sidekick, and Roy's wonder dog, Bullet.
It's Brady, isn't it?
Yeah, and he's headed right for the post office.
Good. We'll get him when he comes out. We want to watch out for Rogers, though.
Hi, Roy. Hi, Pat. Say, I'm going to be a millionaire, a ranch owner, and one of the biggest cattle raisers in Paradise Valley. Why, my spread will make your double R bar look like a postage stamp.
Well, I'm sure glad to hear it, Pat. Speaking of postage stamps, I have to get some. You wait here a minute.
Oh, sure. I'll tell you all about it when you come out.
Too bad Brady opened those letters. Henderson isn't going to like that.
Still not too late. Come on.
Why don't you watch where you're going?
Why don't you watch where you're going?
You need a lot of sidewalk, don't you?
Hey, what are you two guys trying to do? You pushed me.
Are you blaming me?
Yeah, I'm blaming you.
Don't come back until you're in a better mood.
And don't you forget it.
What was this all about, Pat?
Well, I was standing here reading my letters. And my letters.
What letters?
I had them right here in my hand. I must have dropped them during the fight. I wonder where they could be.
Well, I don't know, but they're sure not around here now.
The most important letters I ever got in my life. One of them was from a lawyer telling me I inherited a big ranch up in Paradise Canyon.
Well, cheer up, Pat. Let's go over and have a cup of coffee and tell Dale the good news.
All right. And the other letter was from a gal called Mary Merriweather. Seems as though she's the other heir. Well, Roy, you always know where you can get a job as foreman.
Gee, thanks, Pat.
Just when is this Mary Merriweather coming?
Let's see. I think the letter said the 18th.
That's tomorrow.
Hey, you better put on your Sunday go-to-meeting clothes because she's liable to turn out pretty.
Yeah.
With my luck, she'll look like a lightning-struck oak with bark mange.
Oh, Pat.
Did you get him?
You sure did.
Good. Why are these open?
Brady read him.
That's just what I wanted to avoid.
Well, we couldn't help it, Bill. He opened those letters in the post office, and he came out with them in his hand.
When Roy Rogers showed up, we had to stage a fight to get the letters away.
You mean Rogers is mixed up in this, too?
I reckon so.
You two boneheads do everything wrong. After I went to the trouble to find out Merriweather's trick, you went and bungled the job.
Maybe it ain't too late, Bill.
It can't be too late. Every day I keep those cows without pasture, I lose money. If I don't get that ranch, I've got to ship all that stock to the feeding pens in Kansas City.
Now, wait a minute. Let's figure this out.
There's nothing to figure out. We scared old man Merriweather enough to give away his ranch and disappear. Now we've got to do the same thing to Brady and Rogers.
You know, this Merriweather dame will probably be the battle axe to end all battle axes. Why does he always have to agree with everything?
Well, you haven't got long to worry, Pat, because here comes the stage now.
What did I tell you? Pardon me.
Pardon me,
are you Mary Merriweather?
Oh, this is Patrick Brady, ma'am.
Oh, I'm Mary Merriweather, Mr. Brady.
Oh, why, you could just call me Pat. We're kinfolks, aren't we?
Yes, I suppose we are, and co-heirs as well.
You must be tired. Come and have a cup of coffee. Roy, bring Miss Merriweather's bag, please.
Yes, sir, Mr. Brady.
The strange part of it is, I've never even seen Uncle Jim.
Well, neither have I. Well, it's a funny thing to me that he'd want to leave his ranch to a couple of relatives he's never even seen.
Well, maybe they're the only two relatives he had.
How far away is it?
Well, it's an overnight trip from here.
Oh, I'm anxious to see it, but...
Oh, you're going to see it all right, and so's Pat, because Roy and I are going with you. That is, if we're invited.
Oh, you're doggone tootin' you are. I want you to be the first to look at the Brady spread.
You mean the Merriweather Ranch?
Oh, yes, that's what I meant. The Brady Merriweather Ranch.
Well, if we're all going, we better get started. It's a long trip from here.
Yeah, and you can ride with me and Nellybelle.
Nellybelle? What's that?
You'll have to see to understand, Mary. Come on, we'll want to change for the trip.
Now watch yourselves, boys. This Rogers is cagey. Remember, it's Brady and the girl we're after. As good a spot as any.
Hey, looks like bullets after something.
Maybe it's a coyote.
The dog's got wind of us.
I'll take care of him.
Never mind the dog. You and Luke take after Brady. We'll take care of Rogers.
The two-legged kind.
You're going to see if you can catch up with Pat in the morning. I'll keep him busy.
Isn't that shooting?
Well, I thought it was backfiring. It isn't Nellybelle.
Then it must be shooting.
Yeah, we better get back to Roy and Dale. They might need help.
After Brady and the girl.
like a tea party.
Why did they try to ambush us?
Well, it seems like somebody doesn't want you to get to the Merriweather Ranch.
It's beginning to look that way.
There is something wrong, Mary. We'll soon find out.
You know, Mary, that must be some ranch and people got to take the bushwhacking to keep us from our inheritance. Well, this ranch looks like nobody ever lived on it but lizards.
I had a feeling this would turn out like this.
I think the foreman of this ranch really has his work cut out for him.
Yeah, it doesn't look like anything's grazing on this place but a herd of ground squirrels and gophers.
Acres and acres of nothing but nothing.
Well, let's ride down and look around, huh?
Well, it ain't much. So let's you and me go take a look at our property.
You take a look. I'll wait here.
Oh, Dale, why don't you stay out here with Mary? The girl's scared. Pat and I'll look around. Anyone would want to try to keep you and Mary away from this place is more than I can tell.
Yeah, unless there's gold or oil in the ground.
I wouldn't count too much on that. But the grazing land's pretty valuable.
You know, I'd gladly trade my share right now for a plug nickel and a stovepipe hat.
Don't be too hasty, Pat. How many acres you say you have here?
Well, according to the lawyer's letter, about 600.
Well, that's a pretty good-sized piece of property. Just run down, that's all, but it'll take a lot of work to fix it up.
Yeah, and my partner, Mary, isn't exactly the cowhand type.
I know what you mean, but why don't you bring her in and let her look around?
Well, I'll try.
Well, ghosts are gophers. You don't like them, do you, Bullet?
Well, I've seen all I want to see. Let's go.
Oh, come on, Mary. It really isn't that bad.
As far as I'm concerned, this is just a great big hoax. I don't think Uncle Merriweather ever lived here.
No, but there's a mystery about this whole place, and I think we ought to stick around until it's solved.
You mean sleep in this haunted house?
This house isn't haunted. And even if it is, ghosts can't hurt you as much as bushwhackers.
You know, I think Mary's right. Sleeping in this house would give me the willies.
I think Dale's right. Don't worry. We got the best watchdog in the world, and nobody's going to hurt you. How about a bite to eat?
That's a good idea. I think we'll all feel better after a little hot food.
All right. Pat and I'll get the grub and camping equipment out of Nellybelle.
Honestly, Dale, I'd really like to go.
Now, look, there's no one here but us, and there isn't a thing to worry about.
Now, get a good night's sleep, Mary, and don't worry about a thing. You'll feel a lot better in the morning.
Thanks, Roy.
You know, this place ain't so bad. A man could get to like it around here.
Yeah, all this house needs is a good scrubbing.
And all acres needs is a few crops and cattle. You know, it'd have been easy if Uncle Jim would have left a few dollars around to fix the place up. But with my bankroll, this ranch has got as much chance as a bobby pin with a sword swallower.
What was that?
Oh, it was just the door swung open, Mary. It's all right.
There, it won't happen again. Now, you try to relax, Mary.
I'll try.
I better not try that again.
What are you mumbling about?
Nothing, Roy. Just nothing. Hey, Roy, look at this.
It's a rock with a note tied to it. If you know what's good for you, you will leave this ranch and never come back.
You know, there's some mighty queer things going on around here. But me and Nellybelle will stick it out.
I'm sorry, but I'm not used to all the shooting and threatening.
Tell you what, Mary, Pat and I'll stand guard. Maybe tomorrow you'll see things different. Pat, you and Bullet take the first shift and call me in a couple of hours.
I don't need Bullet.
Oh, yes, you do. He'll keep you awake.
Don't be so smart.
Well, let's bed down again, and don't forget to call me, Pat.
Become a bill in the men. Should have been here by now.
They'll be along. Just hold your horses.
This morning, even Pat's cooking tastes good.
I'll have you know I'm the best doggone cook in Paradise Valley, and that includes anybody in skirts. Of course, it's just a hobby.
How do you feel this morning, Mary?
Like I made a fool of myself last night. If you don't mind, I'd like to take a stroll around the property.
All right.
Well, I've got Trigger and Buttermilk all saddled up, and Nellybelle's always ready. Let's go for a ride.
Well, Mary and I were just talking about taking a walk.
That's a good idea. I feel like stretching my legs, too. Coming along, Pat?
No, I don't think so. I better stay here and clean up the place, as usual.
You mean you're going to stay here and cook yourself some more ham and eggs?
More ham and eggs? I'm the only one that hasn't eaten yet. The way you talk, you'd think I had more appetite than brains. My gosh. Oh, that smells good. I gotta speak to Dale about being so suspicious of me all the time. Well, I better go get some more fuel. Down to my last 3 eggs. I'm gonna watch them every minute.
Emerson's always bawling us out for being slow. Ain't too prompt himself.
Maybe we won't need them, look.
Another minute, they'll be set up like 10 pins in an alley.
Couldn't be neater.
Come on.
I wouldn't be too discouraged, Mary. This looks like pretty good grazing land to me.
Sure, all you need is a few head of cattle.
There's something up there Bullet doesn't like. Better get behind those rocks.
That mutt gave us away.
Keep shooting. We'll pin him down till Henderson gets here.
Uh-oh! Shots mean guns. Guns mean trouble.
You're getting away. Let's follow him.
Wait a minute. Miss Henderson.
What's going on? Buddy, we got Roy Rogers, Dale Evans, and the Meriwether girl down there. They're on foot, headed for the ranch.
Good. This time we'll leave them for keeps, then go back to the ranch and take care of Brady.
Sure a welcome sight.
Could you folks use some assistance?
It ain't funny, Aloysius.
Here we are, trapped like a possum up a gum stump. And this ranch hasn't endeared itself to me no-how.
Oh, keep your shirt on, Pat. We're not licked yet.
Yeah, we can always get in touch with the sheriff by carrier pigeon. Mustard and custard. I almost forgot about my eggs. Gee, it can't be. I'm losing my mind. I'm discombobulated. Come on, Aloysius. Get hold of yourself.
Oh, don't be frightened, Mary. I'm Jim Merriweather.
Are you really Jim Merriweather, or are you his ghost?
I'm Jim Merriweather, all right, Pat. Come on, let's get to the barn.
Yeah.
Hi. Hi, Roy. An extra gun is sure welcome, Mr. Merriweather.
We'll never flush them out this way. No telling how much ammunition they got.
That's right. Why don't we rush them?
Okay, tell the boys.
Come on, boys, let's rush him. Come on.
They're rushing us. They're running for it.
Let's go after him. Well, let's stay here and guard Mr. Merriweather and Mary.
Tied up in Nellybelle, and she looks just like a city dump truck with all that trash in her. Now, if you'll all excuse me, I will go have my 1 egg and ham.
Say, what was the idea of all the mystery?
Well, you see, Roy, them outlaws almost killed me. They needed my ranch bad for their cattle. And I didn't want any part of that Bill Henderson. Boy, those ham and eggs sure smell good.
Well, say, why didn't you show yourself when we got here? You knew we were your friends.
Well, I figured them outlaws were going to get me sooner or later, so I just thought I'd play dead. Leave my ranch to Pat and Mary. Kind of reckoned on Pat chasing the outlaws away and then me turning up after they was gone.
I'm happy to find you alive, Uncle Jim.
Thanks, honey. And I'm glad to know that my kinfolks are so deserving. Hey, those ham and eggs sure making me ravenous. Hey, Pat, you ain't going to let your old Uncle starve, are you? I haven't had a thing to eat all day.
Well, me neither. And I've been cooking all day.
Why, Pat, you wouldn't let your old uncle go hungry, would you?
Why, of course not. Excuse me, Aloysius. You wouldn't want to do a thing like that. Here you are, Mr. Merriweather.
Well, if that ain't sure enough Brady luck, no ranch, no ham, no eggs, no nothing.
Until we meet again, happy trail to you. Keep smiling until then, happy trail.